Jason, an incredible development. Sarah's mother, Janet, just held a press conference minutes ago. What did she say?
Right, press conference still taking place. It's really an incredible story when you think about what happened here. Back on June 12th, as you know, Sarah MURNAGHAN received that lung transplant, and all things seemed to be fine. She seemed to be doing well at first, but now we are learning that very same evening, things started to decline very rapidly. Janet MURNAGHAN saying during the press conference that later that evening, doctors declared a code blue. This is critical when a patient is declared code blue. This happening when they thought Sarah was going to end up being transitioned back into her room. And for the next day or two, things were very critical for her. Doctors basically telling her, one doctor saying it was the fastest decline he had seen in 23 years. She was not going to survive with the first set of lungs that she had. The lungs did not work. It was a donor issue. She needed a new set of lungs. And so she was immediately placed back on the lung donor list. She did receive 3 days later a second pair of lungs, not the best pair that they had wanted, simply because those lungs, that patient had been suffering from pneumonia. But it was, so those lungs were in a compromised position. But she was told one thing. She was told she had a 50% chance she would die in the surgery. This is for the second lung transplant. But she had a 1 in a million chance that she would survive with the first set that she had. So they went on ahead with this second lung transplant. The big question, after being so public, why did they decide to keep this part so private? And Janet MURNAGHAN spoke to that issue just a few moments ago. Take a listen.
Well, this all happened very fast, and we weren't expecting it. And frankly, we were told in those 3 days that she was going to die. And so it was never something that we wanted to keep a secret for any period of time, but it was something that we felt like in that moment we weren't prepared to live out her dying in public.
And the doctors basically saying to the family that they've never seen anything like this. They said it's really been a miracle that Sarah MURNAGHAN, this 10-year-old little girl, again, who had been suffering from cystic fibrosis, seemed to survive that, survived one lung transplant. Now she has survived a second lung transplant. She has another surgery scheduled for Monday, this to try to work on her diaphragm to try and fix that. She still can't speak, but she is communicating. She is awake. She is aware that she's had not one but two transplants. And, you know, parents basically saying at this point it's still touch and go, but at this point she seems to be breathing, but she still has a long road ahead of her.